You're watching the Goes to 11 Craft Crawl. Hey everybody, Rick Peterson here, Ghost 11 Media. Today I'm in Surrey, BC at Big Ridge Brewing Company, and I'm joined by Jason Armitage. Jason is the brewmaster here at Big Ridge. How are you doing, Jason?
I'm doing fantastic, Rick.
Awesome.
You?
Yeah, I'm doing great, buddy. Thanks for having us in today.
No problem at all.
Now, I'm really impressed with your establishment. Guys, the ambiance in here is phenomenal, and not only is it like a brewery, but it also looks like a full-on dining establishment as well.
Absolutely, yeah. We have a full restaurant on the other side, as well as a lounge that you can enjoy sports and entertainment. So.
Yeah, no, it's phenomenal, and the bar's two-sided too. No waiting, right?
That's right.
So tell me about what you guys have going on here.
Okay, so we currently we have 7 beers. We have 3 cores and 4 seasonals. So we'll start with our cores. Our core is the 152 lager. That's our house lager. It's the most popular beer we have going right now at Big Ridge. We have our Rodeo Red, kind of an homage to the rodeo, and for people that more like amber kind of pale ale style, goes really well with food. And we have our Clover IPA, which is an India pale ale, a little more kind of that piney citrus hop presence. We also have the DH on the DL. This one is a seasonal in collaboration with Camp Beer Company that is going to be opening in Langley, probably close to the end of summer of 2019. It's a dark lager, really approachable, light and lively. We also have my personal favorite beer-flavored beer, Imperial Session Ale, and it's just my cheeky take on kind of a pale ale, but I'm gonna let you come down and try it and make your decision. We have Penalty Stroke Pilsner. It is kind of a classic meshing style of pre-prohibition Pilsner with a little bit of corn, and Czech Pilsner that has kind of some snappy notes, and it's to celebrate our Northview Golf and Country Club neighbors for their 25th anniversary. And last but not least, we have Not Your Average Stout, which is on Nitro. And we always try and have at least one beer at Big Ridge on Nitro at any given time.
Awesome. Well, it's interesting you mentioned the Camp Beer. I mean, I met them at the festival. I know that they're opening up, and that's going to be a nice little opening too for those guys.
Oh, I can't wait.
And they're working, I guess, a little bit hand in glove, as it seems that the whole community does in the brewing industry. I did an interview with Five Roads Brewing, and they're telling me that they're doing stuff, and there's all these different collaborations, but I think it's really cool.
It's fantastic. We actually had the DH and the DL last week on at Five Roads, and we did a fun thing on Instagram with it, where both camp crew, Five Roads crew, and myself just had as the brewmaster there calls it, social media shenanigans. So you're going to see more of that at least in the Fraser Valley from a few breweries for sure. Thank you.
That's really nice. And I like, I've gotten into liking the dark beers. I never really cared for them much before, but as I start to understand them, I'm understanding more of the flavor and how you drink this type of a beer.
A lot of people think that dark beers are really heavy and like drinking a brick, and they're not. They're actually, it's just the color doesn't denote heaviness. It's light and lively. I have a beer that I make in the fall called the Wrath of Khan Belgian IPA.
Wrath of Khan.
And that one is a very heavy bodied beer. Sits around 7.9%, but it's as light looking as our lager.
Really?
So, yeah.
And it has a punch.
Can't judge a book by its cover.
This is the red one?
That's absolutely the red one.
Let's give this a go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice too, eh?
It's one of our kitchen uses at least 150 liters of that beer every month for any of the beer ingredients.
Oh, really?
Like beer soup, beer battered, anything. Anything involves beer with a cooking chef uses that beer.
That's really nice.
Yeah,
I like that.
It was fantastic.
Guys, I was joking with Jason when I got here, because I got here, it was 9:15 in the morning, we were doing this shoot, and it reminded me of the movie Mr. Mom with Michael Keaton. It's like 6:30 in the morning, the boss pulls up and says, and Michael Keaton says, "Do you want a beer?" And the guy goes, "It's 6:30 in the morning." He goes, "Scotch?" It's like, okay, this is the earliest I've ever had beer, I have to tell you.
It's not for me. There's a lot of times I'll be checking fermentation stages, and you have to sample and do a sensory analysis. Is it getting components that I don't want? Is it getting components that are on the right track? Are things clarifying that you want? So you can only really do that through tasting and also smelling it. Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of yeasty and murky and not the most necessarily pleasant experience, but allows me to troubleshoot issues that could come down the way.
Now tell us about yourself. Now, you're brewmaster. How long have you been doing this?
Well, I've been brewing for about 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and did you go to school for that?
Yes, I did. I went to Olds College, graduated the very first class at Olds College, which is 1 hour north of Calgary.
Okay.
Yeah, and just been going ever since then. I went there for their 2-year brewmaster and brewery operations program.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty popular program nowadays.
Yeah, I graduated there before KPU had their program going just down the way in Langley, and I've met a lot of great colleagues and friends. I have a guy that works for me that he's currently in the program. There's a lot of great talent that's coming out of there in the BC craft brewing community.
That's an easy beer.
It is.
That's an easy beer. That one's
very much.
Yeah,
so.
that's nice, eh? And now, Big Ridge, you guys have been around for quite a long time.
Yeah, we're celebrating our 20th anniversary.
20 years already.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So a lot of people will say, "Oh, I remember when you guys were across the way," and no problem. We've been here at this current location for 9 years, and on June 22nd, we are celebrating our 20th anniversary with a 9-way cask-off. So we're gonna have 9 different breweries presenting 9 different casks of their take and some different experimentation, and whoever is the most popular from popular choice will take a belt and bragging rights. So we do this every year for fun, but this is the first time we've expanded it to 9.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good times.
It's gonna be really great.
And when is that?
That'll be on June 22nd.
So keep an eye for that, guys. You got to get down here. Now, another question for you, because this is a dining establishment, are kids welcome to come in?
Absolutely. In the restaurant side, we have a kids menu.
Okay.
And you'd be surprised how many people bring kids down to do a kid's birthday. Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I mean it's perfectly set up for it.
Absolutely.
One of the things we're going to get a segment here and show you in a second are those the leaves for the tables. You were telling me, so we're going to cut over to there in a second. But I just want to say this is a nice beer as well.
Thank you.
What is this one?
That looks like you having the IPA.
I took it out of order on you.
Yeah, that's okay.
Keeping the brewmaster on his toes. Well, they're great. You know what? All of them are great. All right, guys. So as promised, I wanted to show you a really unique feature that these guys have here, and it's this art on the wall. And what does it say? It says "Drink fresh beer."
Yeah.
And not only is it functional, it's functional art. Show them what it does.
Okay, so whenever we do, say, we do brewmaster dinners, or we can accommodate a large group of individuals that come into our restaurant side, we can take these leaves off and put them on the table to expand the table. So even here, over here, so. And then we still have the sign still underneath.
That's so clever.
Very clever.
So cool. I had to show that to you guys because it's one of the coolest things that I've seen. It's awesome. Good job. I would definitely recommend you guys get down here. Keep an eye open for any of their events. As I said, there's that one that's coming up. And thank you so much for having us in today.
Oh, no problem.
Awesome. All right, guys. Check them out. Big Ridge Brewing. Put the website down below here for you. Get in here and try out the beer.